Hello, welcome back to the railway, and today we're going to have a look at a couple of Lima diesels here. We've got the one in the engineer's Dutch livery, which is Valiant, and we've got D5500, which is the brush type 2 in its original livery and condition as delivered to the eastern region in 1957. So we'll bring him round. Lima give you some discs to put on it, so you've got a choice. I've got the express train code on the front there, and I've left the other end blank. They will, you can put them on without glue and they'll stay on, but then if you're going to do that, then I would take them off when you put it away and put them safely in the box. Yeah, I received this one with, it was in the box, and it had, I don't think it had been run. None of the handrails had been fitted, so I fitted those myself, and they, if you've got one of these, you know they're a bit fiddly to fit. And everything was as new in the box. Even the box looked new. So as I said, these locomotives were delivered to the eastern region first. And they were allocated to Stratford in the first place, and of course in the end they ended up nearly everywhere. So they were a good investment in the first place, although when Brush built these they put Merle's engines in them. Merle's was a subsidiary of Brush Engineering, and these engines were made for, I believe they were made for marine use in tugs and things like that. And although they started out quite good, after a few years in the early 60s, they began to be troublesome with cracks and things occurring in the crankshafts and other problems. So apart from that, they seemed quite reliable, so British Railways, in their wisdom, fitted them, as you probably know, with the more or less the same engine that you get in a Class 37, the English electric one. And from then on, they were, you know, probably as reliable as you could get. They were slightly derated to take account of the electronic gear that they had on board, so they didn't have to replace all that as well. They were also easy to convert to electric train heating, so they lasted well into the modern era. I think I'm right in saying there might be one or two still on the main line in use. For Network Rail, I'm not sure, but there's some of these are in preservation as well, so they are like an existing living creature. You can actually go and see one in real life still. These early ones had the nice painted window surrounds, same colour as the stripes on the bodywork, which was a kind of a pale green sort of colour, almost looks white, and I think Lima have done quite a good job on that front, and also on the general body moulding, which is excellent, as you can see. All the boiler details and everything, so yeah, one of Lima's best. So we'll park him up and we'll get his friend out. Hold on. Yeah, so today we've got two Class 50s. Excuse me. There's this one here, which is Defiance, and it was renumbered to 5149. I think it might have been re-geared, I'm not sure. But that appeared in this sort of triple grey general rail freight use livery, whatever they call it. And this one over here, as I said earlier, is the engineer's Dutch livery. So we'll bring him round. This is Valiant. And I'll bring this round. We'll have a closer look at this one. Now the Lima Class 50s have actually got a little bit of, well, they've got a little bit of cab detail, so it doesn't just look like an empty space. We've had a close look at these before, but this one's well worth a look at. So it's a well applied livery on this one. As you can see, for the time, there's the data panel there. Looks like it's been slightly rubbed off. Yeah, and it's a very well detailed model. Sorry about the focus there. The bogies are a little bit small, but this is one of those things that Lima did to make it go round first radius track, and of course second radius and everything. So it is a toy when all is said and done, but it's a very very good toy, I think. Modern manufacturers should take note of some of these features and compromises that are on older models, I think. Then we wouldn't have all these complaints that you see on YouTube when they buy these new models and they derail and won't work properly. Yeah, this is a very nice model. You can detail them if you want. In fact, I used to do that sort of thing myself. I don't now, because I think it's better to leave them almost well alone. Sometimes I'll touch up these, well, I do always, these the multiple working plugs and sockets. I'll touch them up because when they leave the factory, unless it's a special edition, mostly they just put a dab of orange on the front of them, so you've got to do the rest of it yourself. But you know, I think it's good detail, really. And there's no separately applied detail on this at all. So considering that, I think it's a really good model. Nice and close coupling, because the coupling bar is more or less just behind the buffers, really. So you get a nice close coupling. Yeah, I think this is probably the only Class 50 I haven't shown on the railway to date. So one day I might line them all up and show you them all together. I'm not sure how many I've got. I think there's probably 7 I've got, I'm not sure. I might do the same thing with the Class 31s as well, actually, because I think I've got 4 4 trying and trying Hornby ones, and I've got 3 Lima Class 31s as well now. So it's a strange diesel for the Pullmans, but there you go. focus seems to be in and out today. There's that's a modern railroad model of the Gin-T in Somerset and Dorset colours. Right, so I thought we'd have a look in the Lima catalogue. I think this is, what year is it? 1995. This one. So it's got some of their modern stuff in there. These are the steam engines. And I think we can have a look at some. These are class 26s and 27s. So here we are, we've got a nice bunch of class 31s. These are all the later type with the head code panel on top of the cab. And there you go, there's we can peer there, that's a 31-4, that would have had the electric train heating. 31-206, so that wouldn't have had the heating on in the rail freight. That was a dedicated freight machine, as this one would have been as well. 31-5. This one would have been from the Derby Railway Technical Centre. I think Hornby have just released one of these in the railroad range. Yeah, I've seen one of these online, a Lima one. It was a bit expensive, and there was some bits missing off it, so I didn't get that. But the delivery is very well applied on the Lima one, I think. And there's another 31-4 with the electric train heating. And there we have another freight version. The one I've got isn't in there. Got some class 33s, 37s, 40s, 47s, and starting, what is it here? We've got the class 50s. So they did a few models of the class 50. There's one there, Invincible. Not sure what one that is. Does it say there? No, and I can't quite read. Conqueror, is that? Yeah. There you go, and that's 149, which you've just seen on the layout. There's Sir Edward Elgar, I've got that one. Tiger, I've got that one as well. There's a D400 before they were named. And then we move on to the Deltics. Yeah, you've got some nice models of the class 59s in there, which moulding Hornby have got at the moment, and they make 66s out of it, and 59s, I think. Also, well, I don't know if Hornby used this moulding at all. They probably didn't. But that's a nice moulding as well, the class 60. Yeah. So Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll bring you something else interesting next time. Okay now, bye.